Sheffield Girls is located in Broomhill, close to Sheffield city centre, the University of Sheffield and the beautiful Peak District National Park. The school occupies an 8-acre site and includes the infant and junior school, senior school and sixth form buildings. The school has excellent facilities, including a state-of-the-art fitness suite, music block, gymnasium, sports hall, science labs and full-size AstroTurf pitch. Our pupils learn in a forward-thinking environment where we aim to nurture a love of learning and curiosity in our girls that encourages them to explore, question and challenge. We're proud to offer around 100 co-curricular clubs and enrichment courses including comedy, Women for Change, Save Our Shores, robotics and songwriting. Sheffield Girls is an inspiring, positive place. We want our girls to be confident, to flourish and to be ready to take their place and make a difference in an ever-changing world.
Good evening everyone and a very warm welcome to our online open event. I'm Mrs Gunson and I'm lucky enough to be head here at Sheffield Girls. A little bit of housekeeping to start. We're aiming to finish our event at about 7 o'clock or just after. We will have a question and answer session at the end of the webinar, and so please do enter any questions that may arise in the Q&A box, which you should see at the bottom of your screen. We will also be showing some videos throughout the presentation. Now, if the speed of your internet connection affects the quality of these videos, please don't worry because we're going to share the links to the videos with you after the event. So we held our first virtual open events back in 2020 when we were unable to welcome visitors into school. And whilst we now hold face-to-face events once again, we recognise the flexibility and accessibility that this format offers. And so we decided to keep an online event in the calendar. But if you are interested in finding out more after this event, I do hope that you will come to our face-to-face open morning in October, or indeed arrange to visit us on a normal school day, because I do think it's only by visiting our school that you can really see and feel the things that make our school such a very special place. I do, however, hope that we can give you a flavour of all of the things that we hold dear here at Sheffield Girls in this event this evening. You're going to hear from myself and some of my colleagues on the senior leadership team, but more importantly, you will also hear from some of our current pupils who will share some of their own experiences with you. So I really do hope you find the webinar useful. When we ask our parents why they chose to send their daughters to Sheffield Girls, their main priorities are invariably the same. Parents tell us three things: that they want their daughter to achieve well academically, to develop into a well-rounded individual, and to be happy and enjoying school. And so with the first of these three priorities in mind, I'm going to start by handing over to our Deputy Head, Mrs White, to tell you a little bit more about the academic life of our school.
I'm sure that our academic excellence is one of the reasons you are considering Sheffield Girls. Each year, our school results place us as one of the top performing schools in the north of England. We were delighted to celebrate our highest ever set of GCSE and A-level results in 2022. At A-level, 100% of all results were grades A star to C, and almost half of the grades achieved were at A star. And in our GCSEs, 80% of all results are awarded at grade 7 or above, which is more than 3 times the national average. We were recognised by the Sunday Times this year as their Independent School of the Year in the North, recognising outstanding results of our students, but also much, much more. Our academic success doesn't mean we only accept the brightest girls here, or that we prize examination attainment more highly than other aspects of performance. We have a range of abilities and cater for each individual need across the spectrum. What we're most proud of is our value added, which is how well each girl performs in comparison to her own target grades, which are based on aptitude. Our value added places us amongst the best schools in the country, and basically means your daughter is more likely to achieve a higher grade here than she would in another school. There are many reasons why our girls achieve so well, but these are the things that I see which make a real difference. At Sheffield Girls, the pupils are immersed in a really purposeful environment, free from disruptive behaviour and where it's cool to work hard and do your best, which means the girls are enthusiastic and motivated in their learning. The learning's rigorous, but also it's fun. Lessons are fast-paced with students engaged as active learners, and they are delivered by inspirational teachers who are experts in their subjects and are innovative in their approach. We pride ourselves on attracting, developing and retaining the very best teachers in their field. Learning takes place in a supportive environment where mistakes are encouraged. We aim to develop the girls' resilience and confidence and instill a can-do attitude. Self-belief really is the most important thing we teach. The smaller size of our classes also means that we're able to offer a more personalised approach, providing individualised academic support and helping each girl to be the very best she can be. When we pop into lessons, it's these positive relationships between the girls and with their teachers that always stand out to us. Teachers nurture the girls' interests and really get to know them as individuals. We also offer a broad and varied curriculum with 24 different subjects on offer at GCSE. The girls will have plenty of opportunity to find subjects they are good at and which they're inspired by. Whether your daughter's interest lies in mathematics, languages, science, computing, music, art, drama, sport, or indeed in any other area, we can develop her interests and talents to make sure that every girl does the best she possibly can.
Thank you very much, Mrs. White. So that brings us on to the second thing that we know parents want for their daughters, for them to develop into well-rounded individuals. So at this stage, I'm going to introduce Mrs. Rodgers, our assistant head in charge of our co-curricular provision. Over to you, Mrs. Rodgers.
Academic achievement is only part of what makes our girls stand out. They also possess great confidence, creativity, leadership abilities, and humility. Whilst we want our students to fulfil their academic potential, we place just as much importance on the development of these character skills, which are crucial for success in the 21st century. Many of your daughters will go into jobs that don't exist yet, and the world of work they will enter will rely even more on their adaptability, resilience, problem solving, and teamwork. These valuable attributes are developed by the girls' participation in a huge range of extracurricular clubs before school, at lunchtime and after school, through competitions, through house system challenges, educational visits, leadership positions of responsibility, community partnerships, and charitable service. But we mustn't overlook the importance of the sheer in-the-moment happiness that comes from singing in the choir, travelling to a fixture on a Saturday morning, and all the activities that the girls develop outside of the classroom, and also the relationships they form with their teachers and students older and younger than them during these. These activities help Sheffield Girls to love being at school, to love their school, and to build memories of their school days that they will cherish for the rest of their lives. Through the co-curricular programme, we ensure that they all learn more about themselves, more about each other, and it teaches them how to strive, how to thrive, how to serve, and how to lead. And what better way than to watch a video of some of our pupils talking about the experiences they have had in some of these activities.
I'm Liz Rodgers and I'm one of the assistant heads, and I have the privilege of taking responsibility for the school's co-curricular programme. This is an absolute integral part of a Sheffield Girls education, trying to give our girls the chance to experience things for their own sake, find hobbies and interests that will stay with them for the rest of their life.
I do like a lot of after school clubs, so I do on a Thursday night netball, which is from year 10 to 13. So when you get older, it all gets put together, but I think it's really nice because you're with multiple years and you just play together and it's a lot of fun. On a Wednesday after school, we do year 7 netball, so I help and coach them and demonstrate drills. If they're doing like a match, then I'll help umpire them. I think it's really good to help out with the younger years because you learn patience. Sometimes they've not understood everything, and it's nice to be able to like teach other people things so that they learn and they'll remember you like in a nice way because you've helped them with something which will probably stay with them. In year 7, you get to go on a GDST trip and you like play a day of netball, and it's just like a really fun atmosphere. It's really nice to see where you stand in the GDST with netball, but also to have a good time with your friends. Spending a night with your team, I think, was like a really good time for me in year 7, which I really enjoyed.
I've just always loved like drama and music and everything, and so when I heard there was a musical, I was like, oh my goodness, that's a musical, and so I was super excited to join it.
So I did Teachers and Killed with Mrs. Heary. And when I heard it was a musical this year, I was really excited to get involved. I had lots of different roles. So I played the guard, I was a weasel, I was a rabbit footman, an otter, and I also did some choreography for the show as well. It was really, really fun. Like I got to get to know a lot of people that I hadn't met beforehand, especially the younger years. So it was really good to see like how talented they all were.
I'm so excited for the next musical or play, whichever it is, because it's a really nice community and atmosphere that there is in the school musicals and plays. So I'm super excited for that.
This year it was just really, really fun, and it was one of the highlights of this year, definitely.
Every year we have a movement evening where our dancers, gymnasts and trampolinists balance, bounce, twist and astound with the added buzz of performing at the University of Sheffield's Octagon Theatre.
At school I do gymnastics, trampolining, dance and football clubs. I really like the friendly and motivated atmosphere because it means that you can have fun with your friends but also learn new skills.
Last year we won nationals and I really enjoyed all my teammates cheering me on.
I also do football club as well as gym and trampolining. This has helped me go to lots of different schools around Sheffield, and sometimes we win matches but sometimes we lose, but we never stop trying.
Well, there's a lot of opportunities in sport in school. No matter what your ability is, there's always competitions and clubs for you to enter, and it encourages you to take risks and do things that you haven't tried before.
So I've been a Cause to Be Clever mentor for a while now, and it's been an amazing opportunity. We get to work with year 5s from different schools around the city, and one opportunity that we had was going to the University of Sheffield with them to have an aspirations day, and we got to encourage them to aspire to go to university and to open their minds to all the possibilities of jobs that they could get. I felt so honoured to be a part of something so amazing because it was so beautiful to see their little minds whizzing around thinking about all the things they were going to do in the future. I felt really happy to be a part of it. I think I acquired a few skills like patience and compassion because I feel like with young children it's harder to understand them, but then as they started to ease up and warm up to us because we're their mentors, like the little friends, it was really nice to see it, and I just felt a lot of compassion for them. I feel like I've known them for a while now, so it was really nice.
Throughout the Sheffield Girls co-curricular programme, there is a palpable sense of belonging and community ethos. The school values of kindness, positivity and courage are at the core of the excellence achieved, adventures explored and opportunities seized.
So I hope that's given you a flavour of just some of the many opportunities open to the girls. And I hope you can also see how clearly excited they are by the many activities that they're involved in. But going back to the 3 things that I said parents tell us they want for their daughters, happiness is for me the most important of the 3. If we get this one right and the girls look forward to coming into school each and every day and have fun while they are here, then they're also going to be much more likely to make the most of all of these opportunities available to them and also to achieve well. I'd now like to introduce Mrs. Reid, who's our head of pastoral care, and she will tell you a little bit about how we ensure our students feel supported and equipped with the skills to deal with issues when they may arise.
The atmosphere at Sheffield Girls is friendly and supportive. It is something that visitors to our school always comment on. We have 3 core values in school. These are positivity, kindness and courage. It is these 3 values that we prize above any level of academic attainment, and they underpin everything we do in school. Our community is much like a family where everyone looks out for each other, and our code of behaviour is one of mutual respect. We have a dedicated and experienced pastoral team, including heads of year, our school counsellor, the school nurse, head of PSHE and wellbeing, a pastoral support assistant and an attendance officer. So your daughter is in safe hands. These skilled specialists support students daily and help them build confidence, develop coping strategies, and promote positive self-esteem. In addition, older girls are excellent role models for those in younger years and also play a key role in supporting them in school. They act as subject mentors and peer educators to support their learning. They help run clubs and activities, and they also act as form prefects who play a vital role in helping students settle in and get to know the school and their routines. They speak about how they felt in those first few weeks and reassure students that they will quickly get to know the school, make friends, and that no one will get cross at them for arriving late to lessons if they temporarily get lost. Our community looks after each other and looks out for each other, so your daughter will not be alone. Whether your daughter joins us in year 7 or in other years, we have excellent transition support in place to make the settling in process as easy as possible. Your daughter will soon make friends and Sheffield Girls will quickly feel like a home away from home.
Hello, I'm Maya and I'm in year 7.
Hi, I'm Saba and I'm in year 7.
I was really excited to join this school because I knew there's loads of new girls coming in and you can make loads of friends, and some of the subjects that you have now weren't in the junior school, like cookery.
I was nervous because I wasn't sure if I was going to make any friends, but I was also really excited to see all the different sorts of subjects that I didn't actually get to do in my old junior school. My friends are really supportive. It's always really nice mixing at break times and lunch times, and you sort of make a load of friends through PE where you mix, and languages as well, so it's really fun.
I was a bit scared that I wouldn't be with my friends, but I actually was put with quite a few of my friends, so I was really happy about that. My favourite lessons, I think my top 2, so I have a top 1, so that would probably be cookery. Spanish though is my second favourite because I love Spanish. My teacher always makes it like really fun.
My top 1 is PE because I really enjoy how we get to do a load of different activities, and we just get to explore all different ranges of sports. And my second favourite is cookery. I've just started it and I'm really enjoying it. I go to quite a few clubs. Right now I'm doing performance platform and gymnastics and trampolining, and I also take part in the 7-Up choir.
So after school I'll do gymnastics and trampolining, which I really like because at the minute I'm learning how to do a somersault on the trumpet, which I am really looking forward to, and I want to hopefully master that by the movement evening. I also go to netball club, so that's good to learn skills. And then at lunchtime one day a week I will go to maths club, which is really fun. There's a whole range of them in there's literally everything you're interested in.
There's the school play and fitness and stuff like that. I really like how I get a load of ranges.
And I really like it because I know a lot of people really are big fans of Harry Potter. One of the teachers, the head of year 7, does a Harry Potter club. So I've been on a couple of fixtures. I've been on netball fixtures, up to 1 at Tapton and 1 at Lady Manners. And yeah, it's really nice going on the minibus or the coach because you just get to talk and socialise with your friends because you might not get as much time at lunch and break.
I've gone to a trampolining competition and it was really fun because no matter what score you got, your friends would always support you and tell you that you did great. And if you didn't make it into the next round, they would always tell you that there's always another time.
I took part in the GDST STEM Spelling Bee, which was really good, and even though I didn't get first, second or third place, our school still got tied first, so that was really good.
So I participate in 7-Up and there are a load of concerts that happen. One of my favourites was probably the Christmas concert. Your parents got to come and you could see them. We heard a load of different instruments and voices. It was just really enjoyable.
We're singing in the school play, which is coming up, and we're singing Ocean Eyes, Wrecking Ball and Fight Song. For school trips, I've actually been on 2 and they're both residentials. So at the start of the year, all of year 7 went to bushcraft trip. In February, I went on a ski trip in Italy, in Santa Caterina. It was absolutely amazing.
I also went to bushcraft. It was really fun. The weather wasn't the best, but I still really enjoyed it. We got to do a lot of activities. We got to build dens, and me and my friend Lilia, we got to go on a trip around the woods and we found a lot of wood to make fire. We got to learn how to use knives and wood cutting, so it was really fun. The teachers are always really supportive. They help you, and They give you a lot of positive feedback.
They're really helpful and they're so lovely and nice. I really like my Spanish teacher, Mrs. Barker. She just makes the lessons so fun. We do lots of games to help us learn the new vocab. I do have a few favourite teachers as well. Mrs. Rodgers, so she's head of co-curricular and she's honestly amazing. She puts so much work and effort into trips and everything. Definitely recommend this school to a student who might want to come here. The facilities are amazing. We actually have trampolining, which not many schools have trampolining, and it's a really great opportunity. There's loads of new girls who join.
I'm actually new to the school, so I wasn't here in year 6. Now I've made a load of new friends from all different forms, and I've participated in so many different clubs. The teachers are so nice, your friends are so supportive. It's just a really welcoming school.
So I hope you really enjoyed hearing Maya and Saba telling you about all that they've been up to since they joined the school just in September. Now, some of you may be considering our school for your daughter because we're an outstanding school that happens to be girls only. But I hope that many of you are choosing us because we are girls only. We firmly believe that girls thrive when they're educated in a girls only environment during these formative years. Not having the distraction of boys means that girls are able to develop in confidence and to develop their own personalities and interests in an environment where gender just isn't an issue, where they aren't worrying about what boys think or competing with them for the teacher's attention. We're experts in the education of girls. We know how girls learn best, and we can tailor our offer to help them develop academically, socially, and of course, personally. At Sheffield High School, we've been empowering girls since before women won the vote. A lot might have changed since we opened our doors in 1878, but I have to say that our dedication in helping your daughter to take on the world hasn't faltered. Some of you may be looking for your daughter to join us in year 7, but others may be looking to join different year groups. And so with that in mind, we're now going to hear briefly from Olivia and Freya, who joined us in September, but in years 8 and 10.
I'm Olivia and I'm in year 8 and I joined in September.
I'm Freya and I'm in year 10 and I joined in September.
I was quite nervous when I first joined, but on my first day it was fine. Everyone was really nice.
I was worried about making new friends and how people would react to a new student. Everyone was really nice and we inform. Our form tutor was if anyone wanted to show me around. I already knew someone who came and she chose to be my buddy.
Yeah, I had a buddy too, so at the start my head of year took me around and she buddied me up with someone.
It was very introduced, so it was quite slow to start with. Everyone was really kind and making sure you knew what you were doing and knew what was the new school routine.
Yeah, and also just people that were in were interested in the same hobbies and stuff that I was.
We didn't come on any taster days, but we were showed back round by the head teacher, and all the staff were really nice and welcoming when we came round to look.
Yeah, and I especially like going to see Trinity Building because I'm a gymnast, so I like to see all the trampolines and the mats.
I'm into horse riding and I've been put on the equestrian team, which is really good for me to look forward to in the competing season.
I'm in the gymnastics programme and I really enjoy going every Friday and Wednesday to go and do my hobby.
I think it's been very supportive in what we do and it's very individualised with each hobby trampoline and gymnastics and horse riding and stuff.
Yeah, when we all get to spot around the trampolines and give each of us tips and get to know each other, even if we're doing different classes.
The teaching's really good and all the staff are really supportive and they're always up to give you help and tips and stuff.
Yeah, I find lessons very enjoyable and supportive of the teachers.
Maybe GCSE PE, I quite like that.
Yeah, I like PE and probably quite enjoy history and English.
I've personally liked it more because I'm doing the subjects I enjoy and I've come into what I enjoy and what I'm I'm starting from scratch as well with some of the subjects business and GCSE PE. I've not done that before, so I don't feel I'm at any disadvantage to any of the other students. everybody's just so supportive and like friendly.
I think the teaching's like a lot better, and like the classroom atmosphere is like a lot calmer.
And I feel more involved in everything. With the smaller classes and stuff, it's like the teacher can go round and like ask you all individually, like if you've got any special things that you need. Everybody's really supportive, and like you don't feel left out, like you don't feel set back and like you're different because everybody else has been there for a long time. Like they're really kind and friendly and welcoming.
Yeah, and like don't be afraid to go speak to staff or other students in different years and stuff, and get involved in other hobbies.
Okay, so in a moment you will hear from some of our parents, and I just want to flag up that after that we will have our Q&A session. I can see that some people have already been putting questions into the Q&A box, but if you would like to ask us any questions, please do put those in there now while we're playing the next video for you. And I will be joined by a couple of our pupils also to answer questions during that session. So we'd now like to share a short video with you in which you will hear from some parents of students at Sheffield Girls.
What attracted us to consider Sheffield Girls, there were a number of factors, I think. One is you can't walk away from the reputation of the school. And then also the fact that the school is not massive. It's my personal belief that every member of staff should know every child in the school, and that makes for a good learning community.
Absolutely no doubt that my girls have grown in confidence because of their environment. They've been told to believe in themselves basically every day. And that's what sort of drew me to this environment, that you do feel empowered from other girls, and by looking at other girls and what they can achieve.
I think I have seen my daughter benefit from at times quite brilliant teaching, and you can tell that because how enthusiastic she is about it, how she then embraces the subject, how she then becomes confident in it, how the teachers are available, that if she is slightly less confident, they help her over that next barrier. I'm very happy to say I think this school is disproportionately blessed with people who can go like that. It's brilliant.
The teachers and they are the soul of the school, really, and what really matters day to day is the teaching, and I think it's done really well here. Now she's an A-star student, and I think partly is because of the passion the teachers have, and they really kind of get the best out of the girls, and I think that's what you want from a school, you know, someone who can make you the best version of yourself.
There has not been a single day that she hasn't come home with a smile on her face. And that for me is a credit to the school, and is a credit to her in the way that she's embraced the school.
I think it's any school choice is a slight leap of faith, isn't it? I mean, I think you get an instinctive feel whether the school is right for you or not. For me, it was the only school that I felt at home, and I felt that the girls will have really good teaching, but a lot of support, and I love the grounds, I love the facilities. This is definitely a place that you feel at home, and I feel the girls have definitely got their potential visualized, or they can see where they're going.
So I'm now going to introduce our panellists who are going to turn their cameras on for me. Are you there? That's Mrs. Rodgers, who's going to be reading out some of your questions. And have we got our students? There they are. Give us a wave, girls. So that's Hannah, who is in year 12. Hi, Hannah. And Izzy, who is in year 8.
Okay, I'll go on to another question now that's come in. And this one, if we can have Mrs. White could answer this one. Is there any SEND support available in the school for special educational needs?
Yes, our learning support team is absolutely brilliant. It comprises of 3 members of staff who provide a comprehensive SEND package. So they will support your daughter, whatever the special educational need is. That could include an EHCP, which some of our students will have, or it could have a variety of other neurodiverse or dyslexia or something like that as well. But the support is excellent.
Thank you. And another question for Mrs. Reid, this one is, and this is about how early can pupils arrive in the morning, and is any after school care available?
Yes, absolutely. The students can arrive from 7:30 in the morning. They can go to their classrooms, or they can actually go up to the breakfast club, and they can stay on site until 5:30. And that's the homework club, where they start off in the library and then go over to a G room, and they're looked after by a 6th former and one of the SLT members as well.
Thank you. Right, Izzy, we're going to go back to you now. I'll just remind you of the question. So, are the school dinners as nice as you've heard? And can you give us some examples of your favourites?
Yes. I really like the school dinners, and I think they're better than my old school. And I really like stuff like the chicken strips and like macaroni and cheese. They're some of my favourites.
Thank you. That's great, Izzy. And moving on, a question for you now, Hannah. Can you share some examples of any leadership experiences you've had during your time in school?
Okay, so this year I'm doing the PSB mentoring for year 7, and it's been a great experience. So we go in every Monday on a weekday, and we go in and ask them the kind of things that they've done for the past 2 weeks, like how, if it's been a holiday, then like how their holidays have been, and we just see how things are going for them. And it's a lovely way to like connect with other year groups, which I've really enjoyed. And then I'm also involved with highly with netball. So I run the year 8 to year 9 club with Miss Pod, and I've been doing it for the past 3 years, and I've done my umpiring alongside with it, and I've just loved the coaching with them all, and I've made some really good friendships as a result of it. And they're all just so lovely, and it's nice just to be able to like, it's like the community setting of school, and it's great to be like a part of this community, and like you kind of become like a role model for them. Like they'll message me like for any questions, and I just like, it's really nice to feel like that kind of connection with them, which I used to have when I was in year 7. So it's nice to then like return the favour in a sense. But yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Hannah, for sharing the impact of those as well. And the next question is another one for Mrs. White. How regularly will I receive communications from the school and get access to my daughter's timetable and work? And how does the school communicate with parents?
Lovely. One of the main ways that we communicate is through our virtual learning environment, which is called Firefly. So when your daughter starts the school, not only will your daughter have access to Firefly, but parents will have access as well. This means you get daily updates. For example, you will be able to see your daughter's attendance. You'll be able to see the rewards she's had through achievement points. But we'll also communicate with you more formally throughout the year, for example, through parents' evenings and also regular reporting. Of course, you can contact us at any time, so that communication really is very open. We encourage you to communicate with your daughter's head of year, with any members of SLT, and the teaching staff are often in contact as well. So the support is there at any time. Firefly will also provide you with an overview of all of your daughter's homework, so that you can keep track of what she needs to do and by when.
Thank you. And another question now for Izzy and for Hannah. Perhaps you can both answer in turn. Is there a lot of homework, and how do you cope with knowing about your homework and when it has to be done for?
Usually the teacher will like say in lesson that we've got homework, and then it'll pop up on Firefly and like the day it's due in. So usually if I've got something on, then I'll probably do it when I get home and just try and do it as soon as possible and not leave it to the last minute, because then it gives you more time to complete the homework.
Yeah, I agree with exactly what Izzy said. Firefly is a saving grace sometimes, because it's just, if you ever need to check what a teacher said, they'll always remember to put it on, and otherwise you'll nag them next lesson being like, make sure you put it on, Firefly. Otherwise that's always the excuse if it's not being done. It wasn't on Firefly. And then additionally with that, I'd say in year 7 the homework, it's not too bad. Is it in year 7?
Not too bad.
But then as you get older, so like especially GCSE and A-level years, it will increase, but it's accessible, it's doable, and you just contact your teacher if you're going to struggle with obviously getting it done, because they will give you extensions. That's like, it's just the good communication you have with your teacher. But yeah, definitely.
Thank you. And now this question is for Mrs. Gunson. It's just a general question about how does the school embrace inclusivity?
We do lots of things, really. I think it's a really important aspect of our school community. Our values, we have 3 values: positivity, kindness and courage. And that value of kindness is about being respectful to others and always thinking of others. We're also a UNICEF rights respecting school, which means we do lots of work on the Convention on the Rights of the Child. And a lot of that is talking explicitly about issues around equality, diversity and inclusion. But we just have so many opportunities for students to get involved, whatever their interests and their skill set. So many different roles, so many different opportunities. We actively encourage students to get involved, and so participation is a really big thing for us. We also have EDI champions, so students whose role it is to think about making sure everybody's included, making sure students aren't left out, and they lead on activities to make sure that our inclusion agenda is at the forefront of everything that we do.
Thank you. And now another question for Izzy and Hannah. Can the students present tonight share some details about the events and clubs and trips they've been involved in?
There are like lots of different clubs that go on like form time, break and after school, and they are mostly like sports or music or art. And the trips I've been on so far, I've been on bushcraft, which was a really fun experience, and we got to do like a variety of things. Yeah.
Yes, then like I'm involved, I've been doing choir since year 7, and it's been one of my favourite things. So I love the music department, and I also do gig and swing band, which is really fun because we do it with lots of different year groups, and it's just so fun like doing the concerts, which is really enjoyable, because then like at the club you get to work towards something. And then I'm also involved with netball, and like I said before, I help with the years 8 to 9 netball club. But like Rumbeed said in the video, the year 10 to year 13 club is so fun doing with netball. And then also in the summer term, you have like cricket and rounders. So like when I first came to the school, I would never have seen myself playing cricket. But then as soon as we got involved with it, and it was so enjoyable, like we went into competitions and stuff. And then I've enjoyed rounders a lot as well. And we've got a upcoming match soon, so hopefully it goes well. But I think it's just great that you've got all different varieties of clubs. And like there's also in sixth form, you're able to like set up your own clubs, which I think is really enjoyable because it means that you can kind of connect with younger years and show like you're passionate for a subject, for example. But like there's a lot of academic clubs as well. So if you're not sporty or music, there's like options for everybody, which I think is just great because it allows you to like just increase what you're doing and like show that your extracurriculars and that you're doing more and like going above and beyond.
Thank you. And now another question about the curriculum at GCSE level for Mrs. White. How many GCSEs can you choose? And a modern foreign language is a core subject.
So each student will study 9 GCSEs. That will include English, maths, either triple science or double science, And then you'll have a number of option choices from around 24 different subjects in total. And we strongly encourage all of our students to study for at least one modern foreign language, but we do have some students each year that decide for a variety of reasons not to do so. And often our students find it's quite challenging to actually make the choice. So we also run a number of twilight GCSEs after school. These are optional. About half of the year group will opt to do one. And these include geology, which is very popular, further maths and ancient Greek. So that will take you up to 10 GCSEs.
Thank you. And another question now for Hannah and Izzy, which I think you'll both be able to contribute to answering. And this is, what reassurances can you offer pupils moving into a single-sex senior school after being in a co-ed school beforehand?
So it's definitely, you're able to focus more because with no boys, there's no like problems or no distractions in class. And it'll just definitely be like easier to work. And
yeah. And I think if there's any concerns of obviously like missing out with boys, that we still do like there's debating competitions, so you get involved with other schools, and like with music. So for our sixth form, we went on a choir trip to Cologne during Christmas, and it was really lovely because you get to know other people from other schools as well as your own environment, which I think is great. But then it's nice to come back and like you still got your connections with your teachers. But and also like with netball, so it's a year 11 tradition to play the netball match against Birkdale, and it's so fun because you can either like, so for my year we did it raising money for prom, but this year they're doing it for charity, and it's enjoyable to be able to get involved with other schools, and like it's like the Sheffield community in a sense, which is really lovely.
Oh, thank you. And now a question for Mrs. Reid. How do we support students with first day nerves in September, and what does the day look like?
That's a great question. So we try and do everything we can to make them feel relaxed, and a lot of people are involved in that process. So they're heads of year, but most importantly, they're form tutors, because the form tutor will be with the young person all the time in the morning and get to know them. But on that first day, we'll spend an extended amount of time with the form tutors, so about an hour or so, getting to know the class. They do lots of games to encourage each other to get to know each other. They'll go into assembly, for example, as well, to meet their head of year, and key members of staff will pop in and say hello to them. They also have orientations, so they will have a tour of the school, and that's always great fun as well. So we do lots of things to make sure that they feel settled and that they can make lots of new friends, hopefully, on that first day.
Thank you. And a question probably for both of you, Hannah and Izzy, but Hannah, you might have more experience being a little bit older. How do your pupils get involved in work with the community and for charities?
I don't know if we've really done much on communities and charities as such, but there are like the class reps in class. So there's like charity rep and eco rep, and I'm an EDI rep. So you can go to meetings and give like feedback about ways to like improve like the ways that we're doing things at school or other things that link in with that.
Yes, so I'm a charity rep in year 12, and I think it's just great because we do it with Miss Salmon, so she's the like in charge of charities, and if there is a charity that you're passionate about, you can go talk to Miss Salmon or your head of year or your form tutor and just tell them a bit about it, and then they can help you get like some work towards it, and you can raise money. So like you can do bake sales, or there's different activities within school that raise different ways of raising money, and you can get a good support from school. And then I've been supported in terms of volunteering, so I do Net for All outside of school, which is connected to my netball club, Sheffield Concord, and I've been doing it for 4 years. And it's been like, honestly, it's been one of the greatest experiences I've ever been involved with, because it's helping people with like different disabilities and just like all enjoying a sport. And it's just nice like to see the smile on their faces when they're laughing at you for something. And then like when they've got a goal, or they've scored, or they've done like an interception, or they've done something really good. And it's just amazing to see the smiles that can like come on their faces. And yeah.
Oh, thanks, Hannah. And now we're coming up to our final couple of questions now, and we've got one for Mrs. Reid asking exactly what are the class sizes, how many girls are there in each form, and how many forms per year group?
So class sizes, they are around about 18, depending on what, 18 to 20, depending on what subject it is, because we have some lessons that are taught as a form and some lessons that are taught in smaller groups. So for instance, cookery, I think they have class sizes of 12, and certain subjects they have a mixed ability, a mixed sort of currency where we have lots of maybe different year groups as well going in. So in terms of the other part of the question you're asking there, we have 4 forms at the moment in year 7 and 4 forms in year 8. And then higher up the school, we have 5 forms. So it just depends how many people we have in school. So the forms are usually about 22, 23 maximum.
Okay, and our final question, obviously to Izzy and Hannah, can the girls just tell us their highlights so far in their school careers?
So I do a lot of trampolining after school, and I've been to lots of competitions with school. I haven't got through any of them, but it's just been like a really good experience to like go and do new things. Also, I think going on like the trips with school are really fun, and like with the bushcraft and stuff, that was really fun. I also got to compete in Cyber Maze when we went to Sheffield Hallam and got to complete like a bunch of like ciphers and different codes, and we got to unlock like a box with like prizes inside, so that was really fun for me.
Okay, so one of my definite highlights was in year 8 with netball when we won the GDST tournament at Condover, because it was so fun just to go away with like the team and you bonded, and it was just a really enjoyable experience. And then my highlights this year, so I went on the Rome trip with Miss Salmon, and it was amazing because we got to see all the different things in Rome and try out different foods that we hadn't before. And it was nice because it was like all mixed year groups. It meant that you could like make friends with other years, and like it was a really good experience. And I definitely say that the trips are really enjoyable. And all the different clubs, like I've just enjoyed managing like to get involved with things at school. It's definitely been like a personal highlight of mine, just like sticking and trying different things, because I think that's just what makes school so great here, is that we're able to try anything that you want to do. And if there's any like a club you wanted to make, you can just go and talk to a teacher and they'll listen to you and like take your ideas into consideration. But yeah.
Thank you very much, and a special thank you to you, Hannah and Izzy. I'm sure that all of those that are joining our webinar this evening will have found your insight the most valuable. We have had loads of questions that have come in, and so if we haven't been able to answer your specific question this evening, please don't hesitate to give us a call or to email through, and our registrar or any member of the team will answer any specific questions that you might have. So I'm sure that you want your daughter to leave school as a confident young woman who knows her own mind and who is equipped with the skills to take her place in the world. And this is really what we strive to achieve here at Sheffield Girls. And I hope that you'll see from Hannah and Izzy that we're doing a really good job of it. I know that we're joined this evening by some families whose daughters are already registered to start with us in September. And it's really super that you've been able to make the time to watch, and we look forward to seeing you again very soon. If you haven't yet applied to Sheffield Girls and you would like your daughter to join us for the next stage of her education, which I really hope you do, please do get in touch with our registrar, Louise Froggatt, or you can complete the online application form, which there is a link to on our school website. We really look forward to hearing from you. And I hope that you found this webinar helpful this evening, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for joining us.